My dearest CX Panda community, unfortunately, several examples of toxic leadership have surfaced in the media in my country in recent weeks. There was a case in one of the biggest kids entertainment companies, but also and even in the national broadcasting company. And in each of these cases, behavior was acted out that goes directly against the missions that these organizations had set out for themselves. And this raised the question in the media: can toxic leaders and organizations detox? And I believe they can. And I would argue that anyone who wants to improve relationships at work must be prepared to face their own flaws, blind spots, and weaknesses first. And I say this because I see most people expecting management to take the first step. They're looking at someone else to fix the situation. But I believe that the most powerful changes, they come from within us, from taking responsibility for our own actions, and from the grassroots. And in this video, I'll explain you why. You see, some experts argue that the culture of an organization is a fluffy concept because it's the sum of many variables. Therefore, they argue that systems that surface unsafe and toxic behavior may work in one organization, but not in the other. And there, I strongly disagree. Because toxic behavior and toxic leadership is at all times, and it's the same everywhere. And the detox recipes underlying any solution have been known for millennia and are applicable anywhere, anytime. And they all begin with the individual awareness and personal responsibility, not just of the toxic person, the toxic leader, or the toxic colleague, but of every business leader, manager, worker, and employee, of his or her own contribution to the toxicity in the organization. Because it's not just the toxic person who's responsible, it's also everyone who has looked away from toxic behavior, who decided to be silent about toxic behavior, who's co-responsible. Because anytime someone gets away with toxic behavior in an organization, no matter how small or big, the toxicity nestles itself in the system and the culture of the organization. And therefore, my advice is do not expect from others to fix this situation. If I want to improve myself and my relationships at work, I must be willing to face my own flaws, blind spots, and weaknesses first. I must first overcome my own toxicity. Only then a collective detox will become possible. That's what I believe. The more business leaders, managers, employees, and workers that take that step, that take that responsibility, the closer the organization will get to its own mission and ideal. So again, don't expect the first steps to come from management. By the way, history proves that the most powerful changes have come from below. Moses took on the Egyptian Pharaoh. Jesus took on the Romans and the established Jewish leaders. Nelson Mandela stopped lying about the apartheid regime, and Gandhi about the British Empire. And in the corporate world too, the examples of ordinary people like you and me standing up and bringing about the most impressive corporate changes are becoming numerous, more and more numerous. And all the ingredients of these people for a detox from toxicity boil down to this. Number one, strive for something really, really, really good, something so good that you will probably not fully achieve it in this lifetime. Secondly, repent for your own sins. And thirdly, forgive those of others. These ingredients are ancient, and I believe they must be at the heart of any solution, any system, any process, any model that seeks to address unsafe and toxic behavior. Because without them, I think any initiative will bleed to death. It's time, I think, that we apply these ingredients to everything in business. And in a business context, I think this translates to a perspective that runs counter to the current established management and business tradition. Because if we want to get rid of toxicity, we need to believe that people are not a means to an end. They are not human resources to get the most out of. As long as that is the standard paradigm, as long as this paradigm dominates, toxic behavior, in my opinion, is inevitable. The only approach that I see working structurally is the one that starts from the well-being and the self-reliance of the participants, of all participants, including and especially those at the bottom of the pyramid. Those who want to fix or detox their organization must continuously nurture relationships and diversity in the organization, just like a gardener tends his garden every day. And so all it might take is just one person in the organization who role models this and who has the courage to stop lying. And anyone who's watching this video could be that person, because we are capable of much more than we dare to believe ourselves. This is my message for the C Expanda community, and I really look forward to interact in the future with all of you. Cheers.